first experience with the Klans, I would say I was probably 6 years old. My brother Lonnie Jr. and Panky took me to the county fair. And they were young, little birds, and they let me roam by myself because they were too busy, romancing. And I was walking, it was like raining off and on that day, and puddles were everywhere. And I had my white pants on, cowboy boots, cowboy shirt, because it was a county fair, and I'm thinking, I'm a cowboy, right? And then next thing I know, I was faced with like 7 cowboys. I was 6, the younger one being 10. Then there were like 2 14-year-olds, and the rest was 16-year-old on up to 18. And next thing I know, I'm on the ground in a mud puddle. And they stumping the hell out of me and kicking me with them pointed boots. So I'm covering my face because I don't want to get kicked with them boots because I fear how them boots hurt. They were sharp pointed boots, cowboy boots. And after some grown up came, the boys went to running, and I'm on the ground. And as they were running, they say, "You seen how I kicked that nigger? We got that nigger good." And they got me up. They couldn't clean me off because I had on white pants. I was covered in wet mud. And I didn't want to tell Lonnie Jr. and Panky because Lonnie Jr. was nothing to play with back then. And he would have ended up going to jail. Because he could have killed one of them little boys with one punch. And he wouldn't have thought about it because if he seen me beat up or hurt, he would have just snapped. So that's my first experience. And the second experience was I was in high school, which is one of my most scariest moments. The Klans were marching out front, which was stupid. It was 100 and some gangs back then. In one of the gangs I was in, it like NATO. We team up with other gangs during times like that. And I had a white girlfriend, this is not great. And I say, "Baby, you finished with all your tests. Ain't number 2 more weeks in school. Tell your parent it's riots in this school. And you need to stay home. All your tests is over with." She ain't say nothing. And the next day she came to school again. And I said, "Man, do you understand you're going to get hurt?" But she figured she wouldn't get hurt because she with who? Me. And I don't know why she thought that because I was a freshman. I ain't had no pull and nothing, And I said, "Well, if you ain't going to stay home, stay in your class till the bell ring. Because they catch you by yourself, they're going to kill you. They're going to hurt you, right?" She never say nothing. She never talked. We did the ESP things a lot, but then I was talking to her, right? So one day, the bell rung. I went in class. I looked through the window. Before the bell rung, I can see her peeping through the window. And I'm like, "Oh, Lord, this little woman just hard head, man." So the bell rang, and when I got out of class, I say, "I told you to stay in your class until the bell rang." Right? And she ain't say nothing. She just smiled. As we were walking out of the quarter, halfway to the door, cause I wanted to get to that door because out in the hallway you got a lot of people. Out on the walkway. An enforcer came through the door. I'm like, "Oh my God." He had the goons and back of him. He was from a different gang. One of the baddest gangs in town. But luckily, we was part of NATO. Like when things go down with another gang, football, fighting, we join their gang for backup, right? He came nose to nose with me. He say, leave the cracker boy. Go on about your motherfucking business, nigga. Leave that white girl here. And I say, sir, can you give me a pass, sir? Please, sir, don't hurt my girl. He looked at me. Didn't I whoop your ass 2 times this month already? Didn't I? Oh, yes, sir. And you want me to give you another pass? Do you know what a pass is, little nigga? A pass is whatever I tell you to do, you motherfucking do. If I tell you to rob a store, motherfucker, you rob it. If I tell you to kill somebody right motherfucking now, nigga, you do it. That was a goddamn pass is. Did you know that? No, sir. He said, you know what, man? God damn it. And he bit his lip. He said, I'm going to give you another goddamn pass. He said, but you go tell Justin, Gary, and Virgil what I did. But if I see your punk ass anymore, you or her, I'm going to take it to your ass again, boy. I done whipped your ass 2 times. Now get the fuck out of here, right? Boy, as me and her were walking, a big white guy walked through the door with his girlfriend with Future Farmer of America jacket on. And I'm saying to myself, this dumb motherfucker see what was going on when he first opened up that door. But he wanted to play He-Man in front of his goddamn girlfriend. So he kept walking. Next thing I know, he face to face with the enforcer. Because the hallway wasn't big enough. And the enforcer say, you got one chance, white boy, to walk around. Or that's your ass. The white boy stood there. And this is no lie. The enforcer hit the white dude in the ear, and blood shot out his other ear like a goddamn water fountain. She started running and I grabbed her. I say, act normal. If you run, you're going to draw their attention. And they're going to chase us. Keep walking. This is normal where I'm from, baby. And me and her walked out and she said, did you really fought that guy 2 times? I said, yeah, baby. And I got my ass whooped. I'm no match for him, baby. But you go home and you tell your parents not to let you come back to the goddamn school. Because we ain't got but 2 weeks. She said, boy, you coming back? I said, yeah, I'm coming back. The man gave me a pass. Longer I ain't with you, everything good. Because he'll feel that I'm disrespecting him if he see me with you again. So stay your ass home. And that was my first encounter of the Klans. When I was 6 years old at the fair, and in high school when they were marching out in front of the school in full uniform, but they were causing damage to their own race because it was no win. It was just no win for them. And this is my first encounter. Thank you, and God bless.